Hey everyone, Mike from Iron Nation Garage. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Today we are going to be doing a mower deck blade replacement. It's also going to be a product review for a company called Bulari. It's Bullarie. All right, they have mower parts, blades, spindles, and all kinds of different stuff available through their store and also through Amazon. So they were gracious enough to send me a set of mower blades to put on my John Deere LA105 lawnmower. And we're going to see what the difference is. I'm going to show you the unboxing and we're going to put them on the tractor. We're going to cut with them and see how nice they cut and do comparisons. Before we put them on, I'm going to show you a cut with the old blades, the ones that are dull and haven't been sharpened in probably a month of Sundays. And then we're going to put the Bulari blades on there and see how they cut. So let's get to it. I'm going to lower the angle of the camera here, as you guys can see. We're going to unbox these guys here. So yeah, Bulari reached out to me and sent me a set of blades and want me to review them. So I am happy to do so. So as you can see now, these blades came in a cardboard box about that long. I'm sorry, you can't see it on the table there. It's about as far as I can zoom out. Probably about another foot longer than these blades actually are. They were in a nice packaged box. They're safe. What I like about, remember, mower deck blades are sharp, so these are contained in a very, very thick wrapping that you can see. So this is how they're going to come when you order them from Amazon or whatever store or website you get.
Okay, I apologize. We had a little bit of technical difficulties with my new microphone. As you can see, it's clipped on the top of my shirt there. It's the first video I've done with a microphone on the Iron Nation Garage channel. So we're stepping it up a little bit, and we had some technical difficulties, so I'm moving into the voiceover portion on a couple of the segments of the video here. So I just want to make sure you guys and girls get the message from me adequately. So I apologize for the inconvenience. So continuing on here, that cover that I'm pulling off right now, that is like a very thick bubble wrap, to protect the blades, and also it's a safety measure as well that the Bulari puts into place for its customers. And I'm showing you the label there. From Bulari. When you order from Amazon, it shows the different models of tractors that it will support for these 42-inch mower deck blades. Okay, I do like how it then also has a clear plastic film also over top of it. Again, another added feature for safety and to keep the integrity of the blades as well. So when I'm opening these up here, we're going to check the sharpness of these. Now, these are brand new blades from Amazon and Bulari. Typically with mower deck blades, you don't want to sharpen them to the sharpness of a chef knife. You want them to be the consistency of like a butter knife, somewhere in that sharpness, okay? And typically after you sharpen them, they're going to dull down pretty quick within a cut or two, back down to a dullness, not too horrible, but it dulls pretty quickly once you sharpen them. So you have to stay on top of sharpening. So I like the thickness of these blades. That center portion there is where you're going to mount your lawnmower blade up and onto the tractor. Make sure your blade is pointed down when you're mounting. I'll explain that as we go further into the video. Thickness is very nice, is what I'm pointing at there. And you will see when I pull the stock blades off the John Deere LA105 that I have, the difference. I do a side-by-side comparison further on in the video. So again, just going over the sharpness there and how they come from Bulari and how they feel. So they're about the consistency of a butter knife. And what we're going to do is we are going to check for balance before we put these on the tractor. I'm going to take them out to the garage, put them on my balancing screw on my workbench to make sure that both sides are even with the metal. All right, before we put those on, if you go back into one of my previous mower deck installation videos for blades,
They look nice. You can see all edges of it. You can see the sharpened edge here. That's your sharpened edge right here. See that right there? Okay, and that'll be your, that's where you're going to insert them onto your spindles there on your mower deck. All right. And here's the other edge over here on this side. All right, we're going to check them for balance, and then we're going to remove, well, I'm going to cut with the old ones first. I'll show you how the old ones cut, and then we're going to remove the old mower deck blades off the LA105 John Deere, and we're going to put these on and see how these cut. Okay, stay tuned. We'll keep moving forward in the video.
Okay, as you can see, I am now operating the tractor with the old blades on. You can see it is cutting. These are the stock LA105 mower deck blades for this tractor that I'm cutting with currently. We are going to move forward into the video onto the blade sharpening of the new Boulari mower deck blades. So right now, this video here is the old mower deck blades that I'm just showing you the cut pattern with the old blades, and then we're going to do a comparison with the new blades installed here towards the end of the video.
Okay, so you can see already I have them on my screw here, my balancing screw. So this is brand new. They were sent to me. So we have more metal down over here because it's hanging over here a lot lower. So it's heavier on this side. So it's a lot lighter over here. So we're going to have to balance these out before we put them on the tractor. So we'll have to get our sharpening wheel out, and we're going to take a little bit of metal off of this side. I'm sorry, off of this side, and then bring this blade so it balances nicely before we put it on the tractor. Here's the other blade. Again, we're tipping to the left, so we're heavier on this side right here. So we got to trim some metal off this side. It's a little heavier over here just to get it balanced. Okay, so both blades a little bit heavier on one side, so make sure you get them balanced before you put them on. Okay, as you can see here, again, technical difficulties with the microphone. I'm going to go over the flap disc I'm using to sharpen the mower deck blades with here. It's a 4.5-inch angle grinder. You can get multiple different head units and attachments, different types of sandpaper blades you want on there. This is a flap disc, which is similar to a, I forget the grit on this one specifically, but I have to double check that. But you want to use the right size grit and a nice flap disc. It will take those blades down to a very nice sharp edge for you. Again, remember, you want about the consistency of a butter knife for the sharpness. So yeah, I'm going to load these blades into the vise. We want to make sure that they balance on both sides evenly, okay? And that we have, this way when you put it back on the tractor, we don't get a wobble or a noise in the mower deck where they're wobbling and, you know, getting the rattling if they're unbalanced. So, all right, we got the angle grinder on here. We're going to start cutting away here. You just want to shave it nice and gentle away from your body there, and just do a repeated motion like I'm doing here. It works nicely. You can see it takes just a little bit of metal off, and sometimes you don't need to go as much. In this video here, I think I went a little bit much on the first couple passes, and then I had to go do the other side, but still it put a nice little edge on either side, so it worked out fairly nicely. So we're going to take a look at that side, pull it off the vise, and we'll just check it again here for balance and see where it's at. All right, so you can see we're hanging to the right, so we got to trim the right side up now and try to even that right side up here and take a little bit of metal off that right side just to get proper balance.
that does. Okay. All right, we're a little heavy on the left side now. We're going to do a couple strikes on the left side here. We're getting there. Let's do this side now. And just so everyone knows, if you go back to my mower, I did another whole thing on mower deck sharpening about, if you go back to my previous videos where I did a set for my zero turn, so you can see those as well getting done. Okay. If everyone sees that, that is what we want. I'm not putting a level on it, but that's pretty close to me. That's pretty balanced. I like that. All right, we'll do the other one next. So set up the other one. All right, as everyone sees on this guy, oh, microphone working on me. I think it's working pretty good today. I hope it's on. Okay, we need to take more off on this side. We don't need to take much off, I don't think. We're just going to do this side next. Let's get that on there. And this isn't hard to do, folks. It's very simple. Once you have a grinding wheel and that flap disc, it puts a nice edge on it and it comes right off. What that does, it was over here that last time. Let's see what that does this time. Okay, see, that wasn't much. Now, all right, we're going to do the other side now. Let's do this side. Not much, ever so slight. Not that much that we have to take off. But you don't want to put it on the mower unbalanced. I can tell you that. You're going to get a wobble in your deck, and it's going to make noises. Okay. All right, let's do this side now. Whoops. Just a couple strokes there. Let's see what it does. Okay. Yeah, we still got to do more over there. Okay, that's fine. More over there. See, now we're still heavier over there. We're going to take more off on that side. Still heavier. We're getting there. Back over to the left. We're not as bad though, so let's do the left side again. Back over here. Do a couple strokes here on this side. All right. That's got it. We're balanced, folks. That's close. Everyone can see that. See that? How that's dangling there? See? That's balanced. That's what you want, right about level. So we're good on both blades. First blade's done. That was that blade, and I did our other one. And this was our other blade. Right here. Okay. We're ready to go on the tractor next, folks. We'll start taking our old blades off. Getting these on and seeing how they cut. All right, so we're gonna get it jacked up here.
Okay, back to voiceover again, folks. Again, apologize for the technical difficulties. So what we're doing now is I'm gonna jack the tractor up from the rear. You can jack it up on the sides if you want to. I just did the rear portion, and I used a block of wood. Don't mind my little guy riding his bike in between us here. So I use the back, use a block of wood, as you'll see a little bit later, and get that rear end up in the air. Make sure that you use safety precautions to include jack stands and also a block of wood or a brick to block off the front wheels and make sure it's in park. Well, even though it doesn't really make a difference once the rear wheels are off the ground, but just use your safety precautions when necessary, please. So yeah, so I'll get another bigger block under there. We're going to need more height to get to those blades because I am going to use a air gun to drop those blades, as you're going to see here in a couple minutes. That will take the blades off a lot easier than trying to put a block of wood in there and loosen them that way. So if you are doing mower deck blades on a regular basis, make sure, I would say, invest in an air gun like I have right here. Now that socket is going to be a 15/16 SAE American size for that nut where the mower deck blades are going to come off when you go underneath the mower deck. So 15/16 is the socket size, or wrench size if you're using a wrench. And I highly recommend an air gun if you're able to get one. You can still use a socket as well. You just got to use a piece of wood and to loosen it and jam up one of the blades with a block of wood.
All right,
to
so what I'm going to do,
but the
I'm
air
going to
gun
actually drop this
will
down on the
drop
jack
it
stands.
without having to use the block of wood, which is a lot nicer, as you will see. So try to invest in an air gun. It will help. And as you can see in the video here, I got to get more height. I don't have enough height here, so I got to go get one of my blocks of wood and get myself more height on the jack. And that'll get it up higher, because you got to make sure you have separation with your socket and your air gun. So when it drops down, it's going to drop down a little bit. So
let's get our air gun. Let's get that one blade off. That's tightening. We want.
all right, so we have the first mower deck blade off. You could check this out right here. Here is, you could see this looks to be the stock blade on this lawn tractor. You could see the grooves in that metal. He or she, whoever owned it prior to me, must have been hitting roots, rocks, or pretty much anything and everything, as you can see the indentations in that mower deck blade. So this tractor definitely needs blades. Here's the side-by-side comparison with the Boulari, the brand new Boulari blade that I'm going to put on, and the stock John Deere blade. Okay, look at the thickness difference, look at the finish on it, much nicer. So again, very impressed with Boulari so far. We're going to see in a final cut test to see how it'll come out once we do the final cut test. So we're going to throw on the Boulari blade now on this right side of the tractor and the mower deck, and get that put up and into the spindle. Make sure your blade is facing down. They have to go a certain way. So when you're pulling off your mower deck blades, if you want to mark it with a white paint pen or something along those lines, just so you know what side is down, to help you when you reinstall. Just a little bit of advice I've done in the past, these little tricks. So it will help you. So again, remember, blade facing down to cut the grass when you reinstall it. And when you're pushing that blade up and into the spindle housing and that bolt that holds the mower deck blade back on, you will have a washer and then a bolt. And just make sure the blade is sitting in the groove. It should be secure in a groove, and then you can hand tighten it with your hand, and then you're going to get your torque wrench on it, and we'll go into that here in about a minute or two about the torque specs. Put the WD-40 on that. It needs a little bit of WD-40. All right. And roll along with a little bit of WD-40. Help it slide on there. Just going to get a little bit on the nut and just the threads. Good. Blade edge down, just double checking. Good. Washer doesn't look like it could go either way for the washer, looks like. Where might not go. I had it up there. I don't know where that went. Gosh. Alright, let's find that now. I think I'll put that up here. There we go. Hit that nut a little bit, see? Let's get a little bit on there. They're so dried out, you just want to get something on it. Make it easier for you. Alright. Yeah, I have a feeling this is going to cut a lot better.
All right, for your torque, get your torque wrench out. We're at 65 foot-pounds.
Okay, as I mentioned in the video here before microphone cut out again, back to the voiceover. So 65 foot-pounds of torque is what's needed on the nut when you put your mower deck blade back onto the mower deck, okay? So they do sell torque wrenches. They have inch pounds and they have foot pounds, okay? So make sure in this case you need 65 foot pounds is what the manufacturer requires, and that is the spec that you need when you're putting these nuts back onto the mower deck blade to tighten them up. So make sure you have that in your toolbox and that you are utilizing it, because it does make a difference. You don't want it too loose. There is a lot of force on these mower deck blades, and you also don't want it too tight to strip anything out. So make sure you're at 65 foot-pounds for the torque spec rating on your mower deck blade. And while you're using your torque wrench, so my wrench, there's electronic ones and there's the manual click wrenches. So this was my father's. This torque wrench probably dates back to the 90s, 80s or 90s. You set your adjustment. You'll see there's a bunch of numbers at the bottom portion of your torque wrench, depending on what brand you have. You would set it to your 65 foot-pounds at the bottom. And then when you get your socket on and your wrench on the nut, just make sure you're using a block of wood to block the blade up against the deck somehow. Otherwise, it's just going to keep spinning. And then what'll happen is when you hit 65 foot-pounds with a manual socket, it'll click, and that'll tell you it's at 65 foot-pounds. If you have an electronic one, it'll beep. So.
we're gonna just do it with the, we're just going with the torque wrench this time, folks, just to be safe. I got my block of wood in there. I'm not putting the gun on it, on the tightening portion, just the loosening. So let's start it from fresh here. There we go. Listen for that click. Yeah. There we go. There's 65 foot-pounds. Okay. Okay. So, thank you guys. That is blade number 1. I don't see a need. We're going to do repeat the process on blade number 2. I won't take you guys through blade number 2. Next step will be to cut with it. So I'm going to put blade number 2 on, and then we're going to take it outside and cut. All right, folks, here's the final result with the Boulari mower deck blades for the LA105. You can see it even did a nice stripe here. We got the John Deere LA105 with a 42-inch deck, did a nice stripe here with everything. It chopped up the grass beautifully. You could see those are new blades and ready to go, ready to cut. It came out really, really, really nice. So I am very, very impressed with them, guys and girls. Take a look. I mean, it's proof is in the pudding. We popped those new blades on there and it looks good. The thickness on them are good. I love them. It came out really well. All right, folks, thank you all so much for tuning into the video. If you are interested in purchasing these mower deck blades from Boulari, please go down into the description portion of the YouTube video, and you will see a direct link that'll take you right to Amazon to purchase these mower deck blades. It does help out the channel too, my channel as well. If you would purchase through us, I would truly appreciate it. Hopefully you appreciate the video and the tutorial, and it helps you all figure out how to put mower deck blades on and just get a better understanding of mower deck blades in general. So again, if you want to purchase them, just check the description down below, and I truly appreciate it. So hope all is well. If you are not already subscribed to Iron Nation Garage, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you tune in. We're going to be bringing lots of cool, interesting content every day. Thanks, and take care. Have a great day.